Welcome back to VideoDB Daily, your source for all things AI and video infrastructure. Today we're diving deep into the world of speech AI. It's amazing how realistic and natural these AI-generated voices are becoming. Almost human. And guess what? We're focusing on the incredible work happening in India. Innovators there are really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with this tech. One of those innovators is Varshul. He's not just focused on replicating words, but on creating what he calls audio intelligence. It makes you think, right? When we talk, it's not just about the words, it's the pauses, the inflections, the emotions that make human speech so expressive and nuanced. That's exactly what Varshul is trying to capture in his AI models. And this isn't just some theoretical concept, it has very real applications. Varshul actually started in this field working on video dubbing. He noticed the technology at the time just couldn't capture those subtleties needed to make dubbed dialogue sound natural. And that's what set him on this journey to build India's foundational speech model. But before we jump into the specifics of his work, let's take a step back. Remember those old robotic voices? The ones that sounded like they were reading from a script with zero emotion. Well, those are based on concatenative systems, just stitching together bits of recorded speech. But things have changed drastically. We're in the age of neural networks and generative AI now. They're modeled after the human brain, allowing AI to learn from huge amounts of data and even find connections that we might miss. Now, training these AI models is no small feat. We're talking hundreds of thousands of hours of speech data. To give you a sense of the scale, Varshul even built his own custom GPU rig, nicknamed Tomahawk, to handle the workload. That's some serious dedication. To explain how this training works, Varshul uses a brilliant analogy: baking a cake. I love this analogy because it breaks down a really complex topic. So the first step, like the bread of the cake, is pre-training. That's where the model gets fed tons of general speech data. Think of it like teaching the AI the basics of language, pronunciation, grammar, the building blocks. Then comes the icing. That's where we add the flavor, the personality. This is fine-tuning, where the model is trained on smaller, more specific data sets to create different voices and emotions. It's like adding the sugar and spice to get a unique flavor profile. And finally, we have the cherry on top. That's reinforcement learning. Here, the AI learns through trial and error, improving based on feedback, like a baker tasting the cake and making adjustments to get it just right. But here's the interesting part. Varshul and his team, they haven't even begun exploring reinforcement learning yet. They're still focused on perfecting that bread and icing. The fact they're getting such great results already speaks volumes about the potential of this technology. So we've got the basics down. AI speech generation has come a long way, and India is a hotbed of innovation in this space. But what specific areas does Varshul see the most potential in? That's what we'll explore in the next part of our deep dive. So Varshul sees so many opportunities opening up in this field of speech AI. One area that's really exciting is emotional intelligence. Imagine a voice assistant, but one that not only understands what you're saying, but can actually recognize how you're feeling and respond in a way that makes sense. Offering comfort if you're feeling down or even celebrating with you when you're excited. That kind of empathy could completely change how we interact with technology. It's not just about making AI more human-like, it's about making it more helpful, more understanding, really in tune with us. Another area with huge potential that Varshul is excited about is cross-lingual transfer. Right now, training these AI models takes a ton of data for each language. But imagine if we could teach AI to learn new languages way more efficiently. Think about what that would mean. We could have high-quality synthetic voices for so many more languages, even those with limited data available. It would be transformative for communication, education, and access to information globally. And then there's this concept of audio adapters. Basically, these would be modules that let us tweak those pre-trained speech models for very specific uses. Think about creating a custom voice that really reflects your brand, one that captures your company's personality. Or how about unique voices for every character in a game or animated film? Audio adapters could make this tech so incredibly versatile, opening up a world of possibilities across so many industries. Really, these advancements in emotional intelligence, cross-lingual transfer, and these audio adapters have the potential to revolutionize how we communicate, both with technology and with each other. Now, we've talked about the potential, but there are also some real challenges in building these AI models. One of the biggest hurdles: data. As we mentioned, these models are incredibly data hungry. They need vast amounts of high-quality speech data to truly understand the nuances of human language. In Varshul, he's really strategic about how he gathers and uses that data. It's not just about throwing any random audio at the model. He's focused on curating diverse relative datasets that actually represent the specific voices and emotions he's trying to create. It goes back to that cake analogy, right? Pre-training, where the model learns the bread of language, needs those massive datasets, but then the fine-tuning stage where we add the icing, the personality, well, that needs a much more targeted approach. And Varshul also uses some really interesting techniques to maximize the impact of the data he has. He's exploring things like self-supervised learning, where the AI essentially teaches itself. It identifies patterns and structures in the data without needing explicit instructions. Almost like giving the AI a giant puzzle to figure out without showing it the picture on the box. This lets the model learn so much more efficiently and from a way wider range of sources. And of course, processing all this data takes some serious power. That's why Varshul built Tomahawk, his custom GPU rig. It's a testament to his commitment, but also reflects a trend we're seeing in India, There's a big investment in the infrastructure needed to drive this kind of innovation in speech AI. So we've seen the potential, the challenges, the innovative solutions, but where does this all lead? What's the future of speech AI, and what does it mean for us? That's what we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive into this amazing field. It's incredible when you really think about the impact speech AI could have. We've talked about some of the applications like emotionally intelligent voice assistants or personalized learning, but it goes so much further. What if language barriers were truly a thing of the past? Anyone could access information, entertainment, anything in their native language. Or imagine interactive storytelling that's truly immersive, where the characters actually respond to you, to your emotions, your choices. And for people with speech impairments, well, this could be life-changing, giving them a voice, letting them connect with the world in ways they never thought possible. Varshul really summed up well when he said the possibilities are endless. But as with any powerful technology, we have to be mindful, right? We need to use it responsibly and ethically. There are big questions about data privacy, the potential for misuse, even how it might affect our perception of what's real. But ultimately, and I agree with Varshul here, I'm optimistic. I believe speech AI can be a force for good. It can empower us, enrich our lives, and connect us in ways we never imagined. And it brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of speech AI and the amazing work being done in India. I hope you found it as fascinating as I did. Thanks for joining us on VideoDB Daily. We'll be back soon with another deep dive into the cutting edge of AI and video technology.